it just sort of started us to think we needed a bit more space. We wanted the outdoor space, and we were both working from home full time.
And I think we also knew that we didn't want to move too far. So we love this area, love the village, and wanted to stay local. Want Finn to stay in the local primary school. Don't want to move him again because he just moved back from the States. So there's kind of a few requirements.
So basically, having come back from the States, and I think, it was lovely coming back to our old house, but we soon realised the boys are a lot bigger than when we left. So a lot more, we just didn't have the space that we remembered and we got used to having in America. And that was sort of part of the driver, but also Oliver started secondary school, and Finn still being in the village. It just sort of started us to think we needed a bit more space. We wanted the outdoor space, and we were both working from home full time.
And I think we also knew that we didn't want to move too far. So we love this area, love the village, and wanted to stay local. Want Finn to stay in the local primary school. Don't want to move him again because he just moved back from the States. So there's kind of a few requirements.
What would your approach have been? How would you have selected which agency you would have called?
I think, in all honesty, if we hadn't used BestAgent to sort of help us identify who was in the market, I think we would have probably just gone with who we bought from, who also happened to be who we'd sold with before we moved here 10 or so years ago. Well, no, more than that, 11 or so years ago. I think in retrospect, it was absolutely the right thing not to just go with who we knew, but to sort of look around, because we wouldn't have...
No, I think we would have gone, I think what we did last time was probably look at which boards are the most prevalent in our area, who's selling, who's buying, around here. And that would have been quite narrow, I think. Or you go into the market square in Bicester and walk round, they're all in the same square, and probably gone in and chatted to a few people. But I don't think it would have been anything more scientific than that.
And I think the big difference that BestAgent brought us was that opportunity to understand who else was out there and what maybe the differentiating factor. And also, technology has changed so much since the last time we bought or sold a house. And so, not that we needed to understand that ourselves, but someone who clearly is up to date with latest, digital stuff, being able to send a video message. I thought, well, that's really good, because if other people are working from home, someone who's confident doing a Teams call or doing that kind of chat is really important. But more than anything else, it was just knowing who was out there. Ben, to be honest, for us, was stand out. Well, he was in a good position anyway. He was the first one to respond, sent a very good video that was clearly he was comfortable just saying, "Hey, I'm Ben, interested to meet you," type of thing, and see your property.
Good afternoon. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Ben. I work for Fine & Country in Bicester. It's just gone very well. We had 13 viewings in a week and a half.
Yeah.
So enough people that it wasn't quite right for, but it helped find that one who was. And it actually was quite exciting to get the opportunity of introducing me as a person, then the company, or a success story of the area we know so well. From a seller's point of view, I would love to meet that person virtually before maybe considering them to go and value the house. I quite like that.
It became not about the brand, but about him, to be honest. And he was very good. He's also been helping us. Now we've sold the property, he's helping us to find the next place as well, because he's keen to make sure this chain stays together. So he's been very proactive, I suppose that's the word.
I don't think we could ever expect it. I mean, we knew the market was quite hot, people were buying, and things were going quickly. But I think our experience of this close particularly is that things can take 6 months to sell. So we were putting things on, we were sort of, right, we'll go on holiday, it's all tidy, let's go away and see what happens. But with no expectation that it would move that quickly. And
the time frame was, I think it was a Friday we went live, but he already had people lined up.
When I first met Chris, because Cass was sort of on the phone or working, it was always the opportunity of just trying to find them something. It was the bigger picture or the next move, whereas I think sometimes agents just think, value the house, get it on the market, and I won't look after them as much. And I hope finding their property before it goes live speaks more volumes than actually just selling their house quite quickly.
And our experience now is that it's hugely important to choose the right agent, but not just the brand, it's the individual. And I think it's creating that connection with that person. They've got to trust you, you want to be able to trust them. I think all those are important factors. But I would say you know, we could have gone with a previous agent we'd used before, and I suspect we'd still be sitting here with a board outside the front. You know, I'm sure we might have had viewings, but I would be surprised if it had progressed as quickly as it did.